For most athletes, sports are their life. Sports are not only what they do, but who they are. And as time goes on and their playing days come to an end, they are left with so many lessons and memories to take with them for the rest of their lives.
Having played football and baseball and even soccer growing up, I think I learned a lot of good skills that have gotten me where I'm today, and leadership and being able to follow as well, and also work ethic. I think working at your craft and spending a lot of time in it, getting out of your comfort zone of your house, and getting out and perfecting your craft. Something that takes a lot of work, and you don't realize how much work it takes until you see somebody else who's trying to accomplish the same thing you are.
It teaches you a lot about yourself. There's more to just winning and losing. There's things how to get things and do things right, do it the right way, repetition, always practicing your craft, things that you can always translate into a job and just into your life in general.
One of the biggest lessons that I learned was the importance of being on time, because one day I was just about 10 minutes late for a practice and my coach ended up locking me out and I was not able to play in the next night's game.
I mean, there's always going to be a significant amount of memories just from like the first of anything, like the few home runs I've had. I'm going to remember those, but also like especially in high school, making friends that was like in my freshman or sophomore year of high school that I still have now. That's probably the biggest thing that came out of sports.
The thing that I learned the most about myself through sports is just work ethic and hard work. I think in college and even now, people always will say, ask how I work out so much or run so much, and I think it's just a mindset. That's what I always say. I think it's just in your mind. If you have the will and desire to work hard, then I think you can do anything.
I think the majority of the life lessons I learned growing up were actually from sports. There were a lot of great things you could learn throughout that time, including relationship building and team building, which I think is important in aspects of everyday life, whether just growing with friends and the people you're around, or even in your professional work life. A lot of things nowadays, you're working in teams and projects, so you gotta learn to work with others who you gotta learn to gel with others, and sometimes that may be harder, and so I think that's one of the great things you can learn from sports. Also, just the competitiveness, and it installs a work ethic inside you that you really need as you grow older, and once you get into your work life and career, just that competitiveness and then the willing to work hard to get better every day.
You just don't really realize how in shape you are at the time, and what your fitness level is. I mean, you're always practicing, you're always playing, so you're always tired, but since then, just the will and motivation to want to work out and to go and do it every day, because before it was just a part of your life and it was something that you did, whereas now, I mean, you don't have to do it. No one's making you. You don't have practices and timed things and whatnot that you have to go do.
And so the relationship building aspect of sports is really great too, because some of my closest friends still to this day are the guys I played sports with, and that really helped, I think, make me more social and outgoing and be able to build those relationships and those friendships. And that's another important thing you can take in your life from way past when you're done with sports.
Something I would say is just to take care of yourself from having a lot of, injuries from multiple ACL surgeries and things from soccer and softball career, especially when I got more competitive in the high school years. That really takes a toll on your body for the rest of your life. So while sports are fun and competitive, and I think that I may have just been a little bit too competitive and quickly trying to rehab myself to get back in the game, that I didn't really see the big picture of where I am now and how that affects me forever.
Children playing sports, that's just a connection forever. I made guys I played with since I was like 5 or 6 years old, still in contact to this day, some of my best friends. And those are guys I never have met if I hadn't played a certain sport or never got involved in a certain organization or whatever.
So I would definitely have my future kids in team sports when that comes about, just because I think it teaches them a lot about working with their peers and doing something where they have to work hard and follow directions and kind of use all their senses at once, physical and also being able to listen to the coach and follow directions.
While you're playing, I mean, you're making connections a lot of on resumes and things like that now. I use my old soccer coach as a reference because, I mean, they have been with you so much. And so just while you're playing, making sure that you're being a leader and showing good values and morals, and because a lot of it will carry on later in life as well.
It's the work ethic that gets put in and being able to like go out and get something if you want it, not just kind of sitting back and let it happen. And also, there's more like outside of the physical attributes, you get a lot more like mental toughness. Or like if you're in tough situations, a number of times you can lock in mentally or like put your head down and just push through it. And that's something that can always be used outside of sports and what you're gonna have to use as you go on in life.
Playing in the backyard, those mock in the bottom of the 9, 3-2 count, bases loaded, down 3, getting to actually experience those moments in a real game situation, whether you're in a baseball tournament and you got the game-winning run on second base, chance to knock them in. So kind of that thrill of living for the big moment and really just the competitiveness of the sport in general, going out, competing, and just wanting to win and wanting to take down your opponent, and just that competitive nature.
And starting so young, we emphasize a lot. Teamwork, of course, 1. 2, they can come and just make friends. It helps kind of get them out of their shell. We have some who start early on in the season and won't leave their parents, and then by the end are running around the field without them.
I think it's a great way to get them involved, meet new people from such a young age, and get them just active. A lot of kids especially nowadays, tend to be on their phones and video games and kind of staying in the house. I feel like not a lot of kids go outside anymore and just go outside and play.
There's different skills that they would develop through that, teach us that they would learn, and that's just a benefit that they'll have their entire life.